Good morning, everybody who's ready to have some fun on our shop at home. We are going to have an amazing day today. I'm so glad you're here. I hope if you've never been to one of our shop at home events, there is going to be so much fun. If you enjoy demos, product highlights, show specials, and even a few helpful tips and tricks from your favorite exhibitors, you are in the right place. The lineup today is so special. I can't wait for you to see all the different demonstrations. So fun. I hope that since Valentine's is coming up, I hope the kids or the hubsters or the family is ready to spoil you today and get some shopping in, because there's going to be so many wonderful things. There's also prizes, sponsored presentations, even a chance to win prizes. So thank you for being here. If you are watching us on our virtual.scrapbookexpo.com, hello, this is where we're at. Join our newsletter so it can keep you up to date on more of our shop at homes. I know, are you guys so excited for our YouTube channel? I have used it so much since all this things going on at home, that I refer back to the YouTube channel all the time. That's where you can go back on a video and get some ideas or some techniques, because all of the videos will always go back to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, hi, good morning. So glad you're here. But also, once again, if you're joining us on our YouTube channel, please subscribe and hit that bell so you'll get the notifications whenever we upload a new video. And it's just fun to always, watch all the different things, and it is just so much fun there. I'm a big time lover of YouTube. So I am so glad you're here. As you can see, Sean and Dave are with us virtually. They will be online. They're so busy. They have such amazing things. I know everybody's so excited about the shows coming back up. We're gonna be there near you soon, and I hope that so many of you are getting the chance to come to one of our in-person shows, because that is going to be so much fun. I'm gonna try to see if I could find that, but maybe in a little bit I'll let you know what shows we're going to be or what states we're going to be headed to. I know everybody here at Expo is so excited to get back on the road and see you all in person and hug and all that fun stuff. So I hope you are ready to see us as well. But for those of you that are in the states that maybe we don't visit, this is your opportunity to have some of Expo in your homes every time we have these at-home events. So I'm glad you're with us, and stay tuned, because that's what we're here for. Is for those of you that maybe we don't, I've seen a lot or heard a lot of you say, I'm so thankful that you're having these things, because I get to know you or meet some vendors that do some shopping that I would have never been able to, know. And so that's what's so cool about us all being here today, right? All right, so let us know in the comments, what are you working on today? What are some of the things that you're gonna be shopping for? Is there a specific thing that you're looking for, or a brand, or are you looking to learn a new technique? Let us know. We're so happy to see that. I love Valentine's. I know, can you see from the back? I don't know if I had it in the last video, but I love to decorate for Valentine's, and I just think it's so much fun. I really do love Halloween. Well, who am I kidding? I love all the holidays, and I decorate for all the holidays. And you can see, look at this cool blouse with this giant bow. I love dressing for the holidays as well. So if you have been noticing on my own personal Vickyville_ on Instagram, or Victoria Valenciana Johnstown on Facebook, I've just been really loving getting to play with fashion, doing a lot of thrifting. And so I've been and on my Instagram it's Vickyville_. So if you would follow me, that'd be awesome. Also on my YouTube channel, because I have a lot of fashion videos, and so if that's something that you're interested in. And I also do crafting too, so come on over and subscribe or follow me, and I would love to share that with you. So yeah, like I said, I've been loving crafting. So some of my February fun little pieces that I've been loving, and I love to share that with you, just opening up these videos. And let us know, what are some of your favorite February traditions that you have also. I know I love like making little goodies for my family, and also having like meatloaf shaped like a heart. I think I said that before, but I really do love that. I know in a restaurant near us, a pizza place does on Valentine's, pizza is shaped in a heart. But I usually love to make everybody, let's see if they do it this year, but I love having everybody dress up in red and pink, and then having all kinds of like red and pink food. It's just so fun, it's so cute. Okay, so some things that I've been loving for February. I found this, because I love to go thrifting. Does anybody else love thrifting? I just love it. Okay, so look at how adorable this cat picture is here. Is that not the cutest? Oh my goodness, look at the cat is looking into the mirror. I thought that was adorable, and that was $3.99. I found it at my local thrift store. I also got this really fun phone case here. It's so furry, so that kind of is really fun. I found a lot of, all my decor and stuff is usually from like the 99-cent store or the Dollar Tree, sometimes Home Goods, Ross, stuff like that. But I just found this really cute headband that lights up, so maybe I'll put that on in the next segment. And then just some fun from the 99-cent store Valentine cards. They're just so cute with the little, you know, food little things, and that would be so cute for my neighbors. There's a lot of little ones around, so I was thinking about, you know, maybe making a handmade little thing, but also that is so easy. I have a Disneyland pass because I live in Southern California, and these are my favorite newest little ears. They're from the movie Up. How cute is that? Are any of you Disney fanatics? I never used to be, but I don't know, after COVID and after Disneyland opened up, I got a pass with my daughters, and we just have so much fun just going. And yeah, it just makes you happy when you're there. You don't have to worry about anything. And then I got this little postcard that I'm gonna frame, and I tell my husband that's him and I from the movie Up. That's so cute, right? I've been working on a lot of cards and a lot of crafting. I wanted to pull them out really fast so I could share them with you. But what are you working on? It's so exciting. And today, oh my goodness, I can't wait. I'm gonna be doing some shopping because there are some great things coming out, great vendors. But I just made this little slimline card here. This is like one of the cards that I've just made. And then I also made this card using Scrappy Boy, Sean's newest release called the Burlesque Beauties. And so it's just like it's a gate fold and it opens. And so that's been a lot of fun. And let's see, what else do I want to share with you here? And then, I love working in my planner as well. And so I love to set up for the month, and then when I go to Starbucks or I want to work on my planner, not just in my craft room or whatever, I always like to have it like right at my fingertips. So this is my Erin Condren planner. So if there's any of my planner sisters out there watching this morning. And then this is my planner setup. So I just used some old authentic paper that I've had in my stash, and just added, just made it fun, and so like if I'm somewhere, I can just grab from my stash and add stickers to my my day or whatever it might be, and it's just so much fun. I love the little dangles that I have, like that one. This I got at Kirkland's after Christmas. It's actually an ornament, and it came out to like 80 cents because it was like 90% off. And then just this little dangle here, I got that from an Etsy shop, and it's so cute because it has like little Starbucks and little coffee, and then the word love. And I just think that's so cute because my true love is Starbucks. And then my daughters got me this newest cup from Disneyland. It's the Disney combined with Starbucks cup. And so, you know, as you could, well, can you, I think, yeah, I have some back here. But I love my Disney water cups, my studded cups. They're just so much fun. So you guys, we are gonna have an amazing lineup today. I know it's going to be so fun. So let's, without further ado, thank you for being here. Vickyville loves you. I'm giving you a big hug. Woo! And let's go ahead and get ready for Karen Burniston pop-up dies. I can't wait to see her, and we'll come on back. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Hi everyone, it's Tanya again with KB Riley. That is Karen Burniston and Riley and Company put together, KB Riley. And we are here today. We are going to make a fantastic pop-up card, and you're not going to believe how easy it is. I promise you, you're going to love it. We've got some great specials, so hang on and let me get you turned around. Hold on just a second. I tried to do that really fast so you guys can't see how absolutely messy my studio is. But look at what we're going to make today. You ready? Isn't that gorgeous? This is the easiest card in the world. You are not going to believe it. If I can do pop-ups, everybody, you can do pop-ups. The reason I started doing these videos, normally Karen does the KB Riley videos, Karen Burniston videos, because she's so dang good at it and she's done it for so long and she's very proficient, and they're clean and they're crisp and they're sharp and they're beautiful. And yeah, that's not me. And quite frankly, pop-up dies intimidated me. So when I started making them, when Karen and I joined up and created a company together, I thought, you know what? These are super easy. And I bet other people would love to see how easy they are, just from somebody that doesn't ever quite do things polished. So you just get me. And I hope you like it. This card, we've done a few of these now. This card is probably the easiest one of all of them. It looks really difficult. It's really not. I have cut the pieces. I'm going to sit this here. Oh, I don't know if you can see it if I sit it there. But our special for the day, we always put the dies that I use to make the card that we're making on sale. So you will see the sale category. And these 4 dies will be in it. I might put a couple, 3 more in there. You just never know. But we are going to be using, I'll take this off here. I put this on here for a reason. The tree pop-up die, which is number 1005. We're going to use the border blends in the Argyle. You're not going to believe these dies. Karen is a mastermind when it comes to creating mechanical dies. There's only 3 dies in this package, and it does all of these. And I'll show you how. We are going to use cake trims, which sounds kind of weird for this card because there's no cake on it, right? But just wait. And we're going to use the word set 9 love. Now, if you go to KarenBurniston.com and click on the sale category, you'll see these, okay? But this is how we're going to start. Now, I don't know if we're going to get through this whole card. I mean, pop-up dies take a while. Pop-up cards take a while because there's a lot of little teeny pieces to it, okay? But I'm going to show you the basics, and I hope we're going to get through this, okay? If not, give me a holler, and I'll show you, tell you how on the phone or something like that. I might just make a video on how to do the whole card. But anyway, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to have your basic card back, and in this case, it's just a half a sheet of paper cut the long way, okay, at 4 1/4. Now the inside piece is where we're going to cut our pop-up on. All right, so it is 4 inches wide and 10 3/4. Okay, I don't normally ever really worry about that because I can cut it off later. Now, this little teeny tiny piece, this little guy right here, is the mechanism. Can you believe that? It's so easy. I'm telling you guys, this is so simple. I always thought they were so hard, and they're not. They're not. So anyway, you're going to see these little nodules right here. Those go exactly on my fold line. So when I run it through my die cut machine, normally I'll lay those down there, and I don't want it to move on me. So I just use a piece of purple tape. That's all. And I run it through, okay? So when I fold it in half, this folds out and you have your pop-up piece. Is that incredible? Now this comes with the tree set, all right, our tree pop-up. But you can literally use this for anything. You can pop absolutely anything up on this that you want. I mean, think about that for a second, right? In this particular case, you get the tree with it. Now, this is going to go ahead and be my top piece, but I want to cover my bottom piece, okay? So how am I going to do that and cut that notch out perfectly? Easy peasy, I'm telling you. I'm going to lay a piece of cardstock, half the size, just a quarter of a sheet, 5 1/4 by 4, and lay it right in the fold before the, there you go, see, like that, before it's cut. I'm going to lay it right in the fold. Okay, so just imagine that this was a full piece and not cut. So when I have that in the fold and I've folded it back so I know where it's going to sit, okay, then I'm going to take this same piece, I'm going to lay it on the uncut piece, but I'm going to lay it right over what I cut before. I'm going to tape it to the uncut piece and take away the base and then just run this half through. The reason I do that is to make sure that I've got this horizontally exactly where it is on that other piece. When I'm done and I cut it, you're going to get just this half cut and it's just going to fold up. Then all we're going to do is we're going to take our glue. I use zip dry for my big pieces because I am one of those people that can get glue absolutely everywhere. That is going to slide right in there. I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it in half to make sure, okay, that it's exactly where I want it to be. And the only piece that isn't going to be tacked down is this. So I'm just going to take my glue, just like that, fold it up there, squeeze it together. And that's easy. The zip dry lets me move it in place. Now, KB Riley doesn't carry the zip dry, Riley and Company does, but if you've been watching these today, you'll know that I use zip dry because I've been on before. So I'm going to take this base piece and I'm going to take the card front that I cut. Now I'm going to fold it in half, and you can pick either side to start with, okay? We can just do the top. Now, all I'm going to do is just go around the edges, okay? And I'm going to keep it folded. I'm going to slide it right in where I want it, center it a little bit, and then just close it. I'm going to go around all the edges. With zip dry, you don't need to put it everywhere, just the edges. And when I open it up, look what happens. Then we are just going to repeat the process. Just like that. And fold it down. And that is as easy it is to get your base card with 2 different colors. Super simple. Now, we can do the decorating parts on the inside if we want, but I really would like to show you the tree. The decorating parts, I hope we'll get to it. It's really simple. I just laid pieces on top, glued them down. Okay, but we will get to that in a second, so bear with me. Let's do the tree piece first. Now here's the die, okay, and in this die you get all these lovely pieces. You get the tree die. This big honkin' piece is actually this, which is the leaves all in one piece. Look at that. You can put it, whoops, upside down. You can put it on top or you can put it behind. Doesn't matter. Or you can put it on top and behind. So what I do, before I do that, I'll show you the rest of the pieces. You get flowers, you get leaves, you even get a little tire swing. And this is a little swing, little wooden swing that you sit on. They're amazing. Okay, and the instructions for the pop-ups on all of our products, the pop-up instructions are on the packaging. And they're also on our website. Karen does amazing instructional videos. There's no way in the world that I could ever touch that. Like I said, I'm just winging it, and hers take days to do. So always go out and watch her assembly videos. They are incredible. Okay, I do. That's how I learned. So I would not tell you to go someplace I would not go. So there you go. There's a die. So all we're going to do is we are just going to, now I'm going to use fine line glue for this. This is KB Riley's glue. It's pH glue. Okay. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start in a little piece here. Okay. It's got a fine tip on it. Okay. It's an 18 gauge tip. And I love it because it gets in all the little places. Now, see, I've got it kind of arranged the way I want it. And now I'm just going to turn it over. And I'm going to tack it in several of the places. That's all we're going to do. Okay. All right, I'm going to use my hands. I'm not going to put it down on the paper because I don't want it to glue to my paper. And ask me how I know that. Okay, so now we have our tree. See how easy that is? And you can put that behind too. Now, I'm also going to show you one of my favorite tools. This is an off-brand generic version. We have the Spellbinders Quick Stick on our website. This little guy right here is little sticky stuff, and it does not take much. I mean, it takes like maybe a 1/16 of a turn, but this end is sticky. So I'm going to put some leaves on this now. Let's get this back. I am not one of those people that like to do little detailed piece part work. I know some of you are, but I do not have the temperament for that. So this is me. Now I'm just going to put some glue in some bigger spaces, and I cut out just a few of the leaves. Not a lot. I'm not covering the whole tree, but watch how this works. It just picks it up. If you have problems with that, oh, there it comes. See, take it from me, if you twist it too hard, you will get that stuff squirming out everywhere, and then you're just going to waste it. So I'm just going to put these leaves on here randomly. A couple of them were cut out of patterned scrapbook paper, and the dark green was just out of, see how easy that is? Whoops. Told you it sticks. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with that. If you guys can see that. Hope so. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a whole bunch of my red hearts. Okay. I'm just going to dump them out here. And these hearts were made, get this, with a cake set. You would never think, right? But we have a cake pop-up die that is incredible, by the way. But this is the decoration set, the decorator set for that cake die. Now, what I love about it is it does the trim. See this trim? But when you do the trim, you have all these little bitty hearts. You can get them all at one time, right? All of them at one time. It has trim that you can use. It has borders that you can use. It even has a die that makes 5 bows at one time. I love this set. I use it so much. So I just cut out a couple of these, and then I end up having all kinds of different hearts. And what's even better is then I have the trim pieces too for later, right? Absolutely so much fun. So what I'm going to do with this is, now you could spend a whole lot of time putting these little hearts on. I don't. That's not me. So I'm just going to put dots just a little bit everywhere. And just don't be afraid to just stick them on there. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through. Now you have to use your nail or something, some kind of tool. Your finger works great to hold them down because the glue isn't going to grab them right away. Now on this particular one, I'm not worried about whether they're right side up or not. If you notice on dies, they have a little curve when they're right side up. That's what I like about dies. You can cut stuff out with a Cricut, and I do. But I like the look of die pieces when they're cut out. Now look how fast this goes. Is this easy? I'm telling you, this is so easy. If I can do it, folks, you can do it. We've had a really good response to these videos, and I'm really glad that you guys are learning and taking the jump and leap into it. I think that's awesome. So now the next color I'm going to put on is some teal ones to match my paper. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to put as many. I want the red to be the primary color. So I'm just going to spread them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll put it on top of that one, maybe right there. And again, just use your quick stick. This is the most fabulous tool. I think it's only like $10, I think, maybe 12. Without looking, I couldn't tell you, but now it's okay to put hearts on top of hearts, right? Because they're like, it's kind of like an apple tree, only it's a heart tree. You can just be random with it. All right, and then we have it in the last ones we have to put on are my little white glitter ones. Now these, of course, I do want to be right side up. So I'm going to just use them as little fill-ins. Put one there, and here, and up here, and there, and maybe right there. Now I will show you a trick when I am done with this that Karen figured out for your bottle, your glue bottle. This fine line bottle we have on our website as well with this little 18 gauge tip, but I'm here to tell you this PVA glue, it sticks. There is a reason that we use it, and it's because it sticks paper down and it will not come up. But what it also does, and when I'm done doing this, I'm just going to find my little holes and just fill in the rest of them. But it dries very quickly and very securely, and it will also dry in the tip of your bottle. Now it comes with this little guy right here that just slides in. It's a little needle. Okay, if you're like me, you need your glasses to see that. So while I'm working, I don't want it to dry right away, right? It's a little tiny needle like. So just get you a jar, a little tub, something, put a paper towel on the bottom and put a little tiny bit of water, not a lot. And if you just tip it upside down and store it there while you're working, it keeps the tip moist. That is a Karen Burniston tip for you. Now, our tree is done. Oh, I forgot one important thing. We need one more little heart. I want to put one right in the center here. Okay. Just like that. And we are done with the tree. That's how easy that is. Okay. So while I'm going to let that dry, I'm just going to set this aside. All right. And I'm going to pick up my base that I started working on. Okay. And I'm going to put a little border at the top. This is incredible. You guys are not going to believe how this is made. Karen came up with the genius idea to have what we call blends, border blends. And what that means is that, let me find it here real quick. All of these borders are a blend of these three dies, just put in different orders. So you have, I forgot to grab the other two. Oh, no, whoops, sorry. Oh, here they are. So there's one in here, okay? And then here's 2 and 3. And this is how you do them. I have my little purple tape to hold them together. But see the little notches here? They just go into the notches on the other one. Okay? And then when you turn it over, it creates this border. All right? If you do it this way, all right, it's going to create a heart. Isn't that crazy? But if you do it this way, you can do it 4 different ways with just these 2. It's going to create hearts with the little impressed dots. Isn't that genius? Then when I go to run them through my machine, I literally just take my little piece of tape, lay it down and run it through. Or you can use them individually and they make absolutely stunning little dies or little die cuts, little borders. So with this, I just glued it on, and I'm going to grab my scissors real quick and trim it off. Just like that. All right, for the base on the inside, all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my zip dry again for this because I want to be able to make sure it's nice and square. It'll help me move it around. Okay, I'm going to sit this on the inside. The sun's coming through my window. I hope that doesn't distract you guys. I have cut a little piece right there, so I am just going to put this down. Okay. I kind of have to watch my time. This paper is old authentique paper. Now, I had these red borders cut, but I didn't bring them over, so I'm not going to put them on this card. But all I did was take the borders, which is just a single one of these. Just a single one of these. Okay. And I cut them out and put them on. Then I'm going to take my X and my O. Now, how many of you guys do this? All right. So you've got the X and the O, right? But I want it to look kind of 3D. So I am just going to take and with my little fine tip. So I love this bottle and this glue. There's no way that you could do this little bitty stuff with zip dry or a tape runner. It'd just be maddening. And you just put it on top of a quote shadow, which is just the same thing cut out of a darker color. And there you have a shadow. And I'm just going to put it on right there. Okay. Now, before I attach my tree, see how I did that? Super simple. I'm going to go back with these and my little teal hearts, and I'm going to put a dot right in the middle. And I'm going to spruce up this little border. It's gorgeous, but it's glitter. And see, you can help, these can help you move these around too. And look how fast it is using one of these tools to do this border. And the cake trim actually has, yeah, I'm upside down. The cake trim actually has two different sizes. Told you it glued down fast, huh? It has two different sizes of the hearts trims. So you get a bigger heart from the inside of one and a smaller heart from the inside of the other. I told you I make a mess when I glue, right? I told you that. Oh, I know I forgot to tell you guys, oopsie, that we are going to do a little drawing today. And one lucky person who comments during my first live vision or live broadcast, oh, I forgot to put glue there. The live broadcast of this, if you comment, we're going to draw a random person's name, and I'm going to give you a free tree pop-up set. Okay, I will send it out first thing tomorrow, I promise. Well, it's Sunday, but I will send it out first thing Monday. All right, so now we've just given it a little bit of extra something. Now let's really make it pop, should we? I am going to put my glue right here. So keep those comments coming. Tell me if it's snowing there. What did I do with my tree? You got, oh, there it is. All I'm going to do is sit that tree right on that edge. I'm trying to keep it so you guys can see it too. All right, I'm just going to sit that little tree right there on the edge. Just like that. Now I'm going to close it so that it finds its spots. Okay, you're just going to train this little tree to go in the right spot. It will take maybe a half a minute for this to glue itself down. And there you have, see how easy that is? Isn't that fun? Now, all you have to do is add the borders, okay? Some little hearts. And around this edge here, most trees have leaves that fall, right? So I'm going to put 5 little dots, and I'm just going to pick up some random hearts that are laying on the ground. I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry. So there we go. Now they're not going to always be facing you because leaves don't always face the right way, right? There's one. And I'm just using what I have left over, everybody. So you will see in a second the little hearts that have fallen off the tree. Isn't that fun? So just add your borders, okay, a couple another hearts, and we are done with that. Now let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to try to get the glue off of there before I shut this because I don't want to glue it shut. Let's just go ahead and do the front. I'm going to show you how very simple this is, okay? Just with your, let me see how much time I have. Oh my, I'm way over. I am so sorry, guys. All you do for the fronts, sorry guys, is you just do this, add that, add the I love you. All right, and your borders, and that's how easy it is. Don't forget to go to KarenBurniston.com and grab your sale dies. And now I have a very special treat. My very good friend Maria is up next, and she is going to show you even some more Karen Burniston goodies. You're going to love it. Have a great day, and happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Tanya from KB Riley and Company. Now it's our turn to show you something really super fun and spectacular ourselves. Let's roll up our sleeves. We're going to kind of continue on to that. So this is Maria B, the Sizzix lady from 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐧𝐴𝐺𝐻.com. And I wanted to welcome you guys to another wonderful event. So we've got 20 minutes here, and I'm not going to do the entire project for you. But what I am going to focus on is how easy it is to use the Karen Burniston dies, the pop-up ones, because sometimes people, it's a little intimidating for people. And so this one here is called the Catherine Label pop-up. This one has been around for a while, but is still one of my favorite ones. It's actually really easy. You can do it with a window, or you don't have to at all. There's different ways of using it, and so I'm going to kind of show you. And then there is the Get Well Soon, which is the 1072 Get Well Charms, and that is another die that we used. We also use the Just For You Sentiments die from 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐧𝐴𝐺𝐻.com, and so I'm going to show you that. We've got some different cardstock. So basically, these are kind of the pieces that are kind of laid out. Basically, this is the card. So it's Get Well Soon, Just For You. We've got a little thermometer on here, and this is the 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐧𝐴𝐺𝐻 sentiments. And then we've got this where it pops up. Do you see that? We've got a little acetate window, so you can kind of see the acetate in it. And you can put an acetate window, or you don't have to. And then here is the Get Well Soon, and I'm going to kind of pull these up. You got a little Kleenex and a little germy guy, which is super adorable. And he is just really cute. We cut the frames. Everything was made out of the Catherine Label pop-up, except for here, and then the Get Well Charms. So basically, I'm going to show you how to kind of do the window card of it, and then I'm going to show you how to do the pop-up part of it really fast. So let's get started. I'm going to put this guy right up here. All right, so when you cut your window, basically what we did is we took the 2 dies that are in this set, and turn this over. We took this one, and you can put them together. You can use some temporary tape or washi tape or whatever to hold them together so you can get the frame correct when you're cutting it that way, or a magnetic one platform. We use the Sizzix magnetic platform as well as the Sizzix Big Shot die cutting machine. And so we cut the frames, cut the 2 frames out of there. Gotta grab both of them. Okay, so that's how you can cut the frames rather than have them all solids. All right, so then you can take this and you're going to find out where you want to put your window in your card. So then the next one that you do, you can do one of two ways. You can do them separately, or you can put these together and cut them at one time. That's up to you, however it is that you want to do it. So the next thing we're going to do is you want to take your acetate, and you're going to put the acetate in between the front pattern paper and the front of the card. You're going to glue that in there and glue this on top of it. Then you're going to take your frame in the front. That kind of gives it that finished look. And then we're going to do one onto the inside of it as well. So we're going to just kind of hop to it here really quick. I've got the Sizzix Express glue. I've got the It's Cheaper Than Therapy dispensers for the glue. So all your little germies and stuff like that, your germies, your Kleenex box. The really cool thing about these Karen Burniston ones is that I don't know if you can see it in there. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is in this charm accordion die set. Shows all of the different dies that come with it. The really one cool thing about it is that this one right here has the little charm, like the, oh, what do you call those things? Jump rings. Okay, so you can actually die cut your own jump rings, and that's what these are right here, or you can use metal jump rings, whatever you'd like. But this die set actually has the die for the jump rings, which is pretty cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold our cardstock, make sure it's folded really nice, and we're going to give it a good score, and we're going to work onto the inside of the card. Now, one of the things when you make this pop-up is you want to make sure that you have very good quality cardstock. When you're folding it, if you have real flimsy cardstock, it's going to want to more bend rather than pull out. When you have the pop-up part of it, it's going to be a little bit more on the flimsy side. So you want to make sure that you have a really good quality cardstock, at least a 65-pound weight cardstock on there. And so like I said, with these little charms and stuff, you know, the little Kleenex guy, he goes inside the Kleenex, just like this. Let's get him in there. And then you can adhere him on the back. The little Jeremy has these two little pieces. One's a little toothy guy that kind of goes behind, but it has enough area to cover, you know, the eye. So we got the Jeremy. We've got the two Get Wells. So one is more like a shadow. So that's how we use that on there. And like I said, I'm not going to glue those down. This is just like another little border that you could do on the front of it if you have like any leftover ribbon, paper ribbons, you know, scrap papers, whatever you want to do. You can also put them on the front like this, or you can do the word where we did just for you. And so... okay, so I wanted to show you those pieces. Now this here too, it just shows like different things that you can put on the front of it. But basically the nitty-gritty is what we want to do and show how to build the actual pop-up part of it. So when you cut your cardstock and you have this facing down on the front of your cardstock, if you were going to cut this, if that was your scrap piece, you would want to make sure it's facing down onto like the weave of the front of the cardstock, okay? So when you cut it out, this is what you're going to get. And I put an F on here for front and a B on the back. That way when you're flipping things around, you kind of know, just in case you have cardstock that is not textured on one side of it. And you can see the score lines really well. Let's see, you can see the score lines here and there. And so what I did is also put an X. And X is in this section, here, here, and here. And that is where the adhesive is going to go. I did things one step further a little bit, is I put a number 1 in there for the first place that you would put adhesive on, and then this 2 for the second place. So when you're kind of confusing just a little bit on there, don't worry about it, and that'll work on there. So I put a B, just a little B in the back, and I didn't put F on the front of this one just because I've got everything else kind of written out. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you want to make sure that you're folding them right on the score line. So you want to give it a good fold, and you want to train your folds. So we're going to kind of pinch this down, and you can use your little scoring tool, your bone folder scoring tool, and kind of pre-fold everything first a little bit. I'm going to do this one, and make sure that these are straight because this is going to fold. So you don't want things crooked. So, and then this one, I'm going to go right up into, so you want to make sure that that edge is right on there, and then crease it down, okay? So like I said, you could use your little bone folder, you could use your little creaser, whatever it is that you want to do, but really make sure that these two pieces right here, these diagonal ones, are the ones that you're going to want to make sure that is for sure creased down well. And so it's not necessary to fold the cardstock backwards. You don't have to do that. Sometimes it makes it crack, and I don't like how it looks like that. And so basically what we have is pre-folded. This right here is just going to make a box. If I was going to just hold it like this and adhere it, I would put the adhesive right on the X and make the box. You want to make sure that you fold it, make sure it's flat when you do that, because it's going to have to fold flat one way and then the other. So let me show you. Put a little bit of adhesive. Make sure you do not just use tape runners. And if you use a double-sided adhesive, it has to be really, really, really quality, okay? So if you folded this right here, you can either do it one of two ways. You can make the box and adhere it, but then what I do is I make sure that it does fold flat because the card has to fold flat, okay? So that is on the end. So on the end of where you put the adhesive is going to be the first place where the other adhesive goes. Let's just get to the nitty gritty. So this is the back right here. And we're going to actually work on the left side, the side that you normally wouldn't think. Okay, so the really cool thing about her directions is she has it right here. I learned by viewing everything. So I'm going to put adhesive on this little triangle first because that's what it says to do on the directions. And there first. Make sure that you get your adhesive all up into the corners. Okay, that you stick this one real good. It's gonna hold a lot of weight on there. And you're going to have to try to figure out wherever you put your windows. You can put this anywhere inside of here. But if you have a window, you want to kind of make sure that you have it to where when it pops up, that you're going to kind of guide it. So I would practice a little bit first before you just start going. So I'm putting it just to the left of that crease of the card so it doesn't fold over onto the crease. All right. So I'm going to hold that there for just a minute. So then when you fold this over this way, does it look like this? No. No, it kind of has to look like a sideways T. So then this piece is going to go up, and that's where you want to make sure that you write the number 1. You want to make sure that you have the number 1 there, okay? All right. So instead of trying to figure out where it's going to go over here and put the adhesive onto this rectangle area. So then you're going to let the card pick it up. Just make sure you don't put a ton of adhesive where it's going to ooze out and stick onto the other side of the card. Okay, so now it picked it up. All right, so now you have your box and all of that already. Okay, so then the next part would be to figure out where this is going to go. this is where it comes in handy. You're going to put your little jump rings through here with your little charms. And like I said, I'm not going to waste the time doing that because you can do that already. And let me show you. And then what I did is I just kind of put a little dab of glue where the jump rings meet. And then then it won't come apart or spin or fall out. So that's what I did on that one there. But you see how nice it pops up? But how do you get it to line up into the window? That is like the question here. So before, you can either, you know, glue this piece on here, but really that's not the important part. The important part is just the main frame, all right? So what I would do is I would take this and put it into this area. Okay. Then you're going to line it right on there. Then you're going to take adhesive, whatever adhesive you want to use. Make sure it's a good, strong adhesive. Don't use the real cheap, weak ones because it'll just all pop off. It won't stay. Now we're going to fold the card this way and we're going to let it pick up. And so I'm just going to kind of hold this since I'm using the liquid adhesive. And we're going to do this again. All right, but we're not going to do all of the windows. We're not going to do any of the charms, any of that stuff, okay? So have your cardstock. So while that's just drying there for a second, okay? So we have the little end, then the number 1 and the number 2. All right, so I'm going to put a little adhesive. Is everybody having a good time? I miss everybody. And thank you for joining us today. We've got a really great show special. We've got these dies and everything on sale. Plus we've got some of the new release from Karen Burniston as well. They're going really, really well. So I'm going to set this one on top of there. And we're going to see. It's like, okay, so we have our piece. And we have that up. And sometimes you got to make sure that it just doesn't catch inside of there. There we go. So kind of just keep things folded. And then all of a sudden, whoop, it pops way up. And like I said, you can make that slide down or you can make it, but it completely folds flat. Completely folds flat. So when they get their card, they're going to open it up and it's going to pop up and they're going to be like super excited. See, and that's where you can take, you know, this and put it on top. And then you can put your charms and all your little doodads. And then you have the Just For You, Get Well Soon. Isn't that adorable? Got to kind of hold these so you can see them since we're kind of vertical and stuff. And so, again, okay, so let's do this. So again, we're going to have it to where this is the front, right? This is the back. All right, so we have to do the triangle first, and that's where we're going to put it on this side right here. Make sure it lines up, all right? But when this comes over, you want to make sure that you see the number 1 first. So you can kind of do that. And so you can kind of like, you know, see how things are angling a little bit. You know, if your scores or your folds are just not quite right, you can see how it's going to work. All right. So you can do it like this. So let's go back and I'm going to leave it right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the adhesive on here. And there's a little room for error. You know, it depends on how thick your cardstock is. You could have really thick cardstock. Just try to really get it to the best part of the fold. Okay. So I'm going to take that and hold it. And then you take this up. So as I'm holding this one down, I just don't want a lot oozing out of it. I don't like that. You can take your cardstock, your card, you're going to fold it over. Oh, we've got Sizzix, Karen Burniston, Renee Paper, Riley and Company. We got a whole bunch of things on sale. And check out our show specials and all that too. And then, look at that. Then it pops up. Then you put your adhesive and stick whatever it is that you want to pop up on there. And if you want it to pop up in the middle, that's fine. You can just leave it like that and push it down. But if you have that window, put it on the opposite side, put the adhesive on there, and let it pick up. So thank you everyone for joining us today at 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐻𝑒𝐵Therapy.com. We hope you enjoyed the project, and we showed you how easy it is for just to do the simplest of the pop-ups that look very complicated. So thank you so much and enjoy. Check out this amazing show special. We've got buy two, get the third one free on all Sizzix dies. 22% off of all Karen Burniston, excluding the new release. We've got some amazing, super awesome new dies from Karen Burniston, the January 2022 release. We did 22% on expires on 2/2/22. So that would be pretty easy to remember. Don't forget, these are actually a lot easier to put together than you realize. Oh my gosh, this mailbox is just adorable. You got different words and phrases and pop-ups and add-ons. Go to 𝐒𝐒𝐳𝐴𝐧𝐴𝐧𝐞.com. We've got the Happy St. Patrick's. There's just so much to show you in such little of time. So thank you so much for joining us again. 𝐒𝐒𝐳𝐴𝐧𝐴𝐧𝐞.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Let's give Sizzix a big round of applause and good luck on winning the Sizzix Big Shot die cutting machine.
Hey friends, it's great to be with you today. If you and I have not met, my name is Emma Lou with Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm going to share my top tips on how you can create a beautiful easel card using our new elegant mosaic collection. So join me and we'll have some fun learning how to create this beautiful glittery one-of-a-kind easel card. What I really love about this is it's very simple to layer together. There's no coloring involved, and then you can add glitter if you choose to do that. So to get started, we're going to layer this beautiful mosaic piece first, and then we'll start adding it to the card base. Now, if you haven't seen the Elegant Mosaics yet, this is a beautiful collection that just launched to everybody and in February, and it's just such a beautiful collection of stamps and dies that you can layer in many different ways. So this is the stamp image. So I went ahead and I stamped it once in Manganese Blue. I stamped it once in Majestic Violet, once in Vibrant Fuchsia, and then I stamped it again one more time in the Majestic Violet. And that gave me 4 different layers that I could put together to create this beautiful piece. I did cut them out with the Bursting Blooms mosaic die. So to get started, you will cut a center piece, stamp this in your Manganese Blue, and die cut it out, and then you're going to go ahead and layer it on this silver piece of Lux Silver cardstock. That gives you a beautiful dimensional background that just adds to the elegance and shimmer. So it's just a beautiful way to create this one-of-a-kind mosaic. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I first started crafting, which was over 25 years ago, when we had stamps like this, we had to scissor cut all these layers to get these pieces layered together. So today, this is just made so simply and beautifully and easily. Your next step is stamping it again in the Majestic Violet, die cutting this piece, adding your foam dots, and you're just going to layer it on top. I did already add some glitter to these layers, and I will show you at the very end how you can add glitter. But this is just really as simple as 1, 2, 3 putting these together. So just start out with your favorite color combinations. These are beautiful medallions that you can also cut openings into. Like here, this is the same one. Just cut an opening into it. You could put a photo behind it if you wanted to. So as you can see, there's many variations in how you can piece this together. The next layer that I added was the Vibrant Fuchsia. And I'm just going to offset this, and I'm offsetting it a little bit differently than what it was stamped in the background by having these petals go in between here. So such a beautiful, beautiful piece. You can also do some really stunning like three-dimensional pieces. We are teaching a 2-hour online class at the end of February on this one plus a couple other projects. So that is a great way to create with that. And then you'll put this beautiful single fleur right in the center with a foam dot as well. Isn't it fascinating how quickly and easily that came together? So beautiful and elegant. So with this set, you also have a beautiful border that comes in this set. So stunning. I stamped and I cut out 2 pieces. And we're going to use one, the full length of the easel card, and just stamp that in the manganese blue and the majestic violet. So at this point, we're ready to get started adding it to our card. At the very end, I'll show you some more beautiful samples of what you can create with that. Before we transition to the card base, I just wanted to let you know that as a thank you for watching today, you qualify for a free die with a $50 purchase. Just enter coupon code 021522, and that expires on February 15th. So to create your card base, what I want you to do is you can cut your card base however big you want. I chose to do a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch. I did fold the top in half, and I did die cut just a part of the die edge here so that I have this beautiful edge. Now when you do this, what I want you to do is just take your die, lay it on top. Imagine this is the die, okay? If you're die cutting your card base, what I want you to do is just put your top plate just partially on top of the die so that it doesn't cut out a complete piece. And that is how I just got that one edge that we can layer this on top of. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and add our decorative piece on top as well. We are going to just add some quick dries clear glue and layer this right on top. Oops, let's make this line up with that crease. There we go. Okay, now you can go ahead and add your border. I did cut out a plain white cardstock piece of border, layered it on the back of the stamped image so that the border was a little bit more dimensional. So that is totally up to you if you wanted to do the same thing. So just go ahead and layer this border on top, and there you have that really beautiful fancy edged border. I just absolutely love how that turned out. Then you'll take this piece and you will only add glue to the bottom half, because this is an easel card and you don't want to accidentally glue it shut. So we're just going to go ahead and add some glue to this section right here, and that is all done. Isn't that so easy? We're going to flip this open and we're going to anchor some corners on either side of this to hold that piece up. So when I did this one, what I did is I just went ahead and I just clipped off a corner so that I could use that as an anchor for the easel card to catch on, so that it stands open when you're receive it, or if you want to display this in your craft room. So just cut some of these pieces out. So it's a really beautiful way to kind of get some more creative abilities with this and use it as a corner anchor piece. So once again, let me know what you love about this particular stamp and die set. These are so fun to use. You could even use it for the holidays, do some Christmas colors, create some beautiful dimensional ornaments. So lots of variations and ways that you can create with these, just based on how you layer them, how you add colors, and all the fun things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tilt this one up in here. And actually this one, I'll just move that a little bit more like that. So we have that for my friend covered, and then you can use that as an easel, and that stands. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of time to dry. I did want to show you how you can add some quick glittering to this. So you'll see that this has lots of glittering accents to it. So all I want you to do is go in and fill in the different layers. You could just use a crystal glitter, or if you have colored glitter, like say an icicle blue, you could use an icicle blue and do that for the blue layers. And then for the pink layer, you could use like a pink glitter, or you can use a crystal glitter. Just make sure you're using a glitter that is kind of sheer and not an opaque glitter. So we're going to go ahead and just lay that aside to dry. Take one more look at the finished card sample that is already dry. Isn't that so pretty? Just love how that turned out. And then you can go back, you can, once that's dry, and just flatten that out, and you have a beautiful card that has dimension, but it's perfect for mailing. Before I go, I wanted to show you some more samples with this set and different ways that you can layer it, that you can use it. So in the set of the Elegant Mosaic collection, you get 3 stamps and 3 dies. You can buy everything individually, or we have an I Want It All While Supplies Last that expires on Saturday. So if you want to take advantage of that yet, make sure you do that. And you'll also qualify for that free die with a $50 purchase. So again, this is the stamp and die that we use, which is the Bursting Bloom Mosaics. We've added the links in the comments. That one is super pretty, and so many different ways that you can utilize it, create with it, and just have lots of fun with it. Here's some more variations. It looks completely different just based on the color combinations that you choose to put together on that one. Isn't that just so stunning? Love, love that. And here is an Elegant Mosaic done in just beautiful, vibrant colors. But there's 2 of the same style layered on top of each other here. I'm sorry, I'm holding that sideways, and this is one of the slimline cards. So lots of variations. Another set within the Elegant Mosaic collection is the Floral Mosaics. This one you can do like, oh, so many variations. Here is one. You can also do like a little swing card with it. You can do lots of variations with it just based on how you layer it. You can use it as backgrounds. Just look at those beautiful teal aquas. Here it has more of a center focal sentiment on it. And the last one within this set is called the Elegant Mosaics Stamp and Die Combination. This one I really love how you see it featured here as a background stamp with some kind of what I call ombre coloring technique with resist embossing powder, and it just kind of layers up beautifully here. Just again, beautiful color combinations. Use the lace border. You can also cut it apart and you can just use it on the top of a card. So lots of versatility. You could do this on 2 sides of a card if you wanted to. And here's one done on vellum. So the versatility of this is endless. You can also do some beautiful pop dots, which are, they're not pop dots, these basically these folds that flatten out. I am teaching a class at the end of the month that is 2 hours in length that shows how to create these as well. And you can let us know in the comments if you'd like more information on that. So hopefully this inspires you to create your own one-of-a-kind projects. And whether you want to do something that's small or whether you want to do something that's a little bit larger, you get to choose how many layers you want to do and all of that fun stuff. So hopefully this inspired you, happy creating, and just remember to take advantage of that free die as a thank you for watching and participating today. You get that die free with a $50 purchase. Just enter coupon code 021522, and that expires on February 15th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Welcome back. Like I said, I put on my silly headband, but how fun was that from Tanya, the Karen Burniston pop-up dies segment? I'm telling you, how cute. And I really love what a gorgeous card that was, but just think of all the different ways that you can use that card. I think that is what's so awesome about the Karen Burniston dies, is that you could use them over and over again, and not just the way that it's pictured on the cover of the package, because you could, like Tanya was saying, you could add anything. You could make the die in any color, so it could be like full-on Valentine's. It could be a full-on fall tree. It could be a full-on, you know, Halloween tree. It just depends on the color that you use in the cardstock that you die cut it out of. And that's what I love. I always try to think about how I can make it, you know, like stretch it, not just the way that it's pictured. And I just really love that die. I love that piece that Tanya showed that does the pop-up, because I was thinking, can you imagine, you didn't even have to just use the tree. You could use that pop-up for all kinds of different pop-ups. You could make anything out of that one die. So I think that is a must-have, right? Oh my goodness. I can totally attest to this, and I know I've said this plenty of times, but I agree with Tanya. Like, Karen Burniston's, her videos are amazing, but like sometimes when you look at the die, it is kind of like very daunting, because it seems like it might be really hard to recreate, but honestly, it isn't. It just, if you follow the videos and you follow the instructions, it's so easy and it's beautiful. The end result is wow. It is awesome. So I love that tree pop-up die. The border blends in the argyle. I mean, did you see all the possibilities from it? My goodness. And then that cake trims. I was thinking with the cake trims, you could, you know, like what she had, which she put the little hearts on the tree, but you could also think about how fun it would be to make your own little sequins mixes. I love doing swaps, and if you ever want to swap with me, let me know. But I love making swaps, and in a lot of my swaps, I love to do like a little sequins mix for my swap partner, and I thought that would be so cute. Also, the wood set 9, the love die, it's just so amazing. I thought that this card was so cute. So Karen Burniston's Pop-Up Dies is offering 20% off all dies that were used to make this heart tree card. How cool is that? Oh my goodness. And it is valid from today through February 19th. So that is so cool. Thank you once again, Karen Burniston and Tanya. Okay, then we go into It's Cheaper Than Therapy, and Maria, the Sizzix lady. I miss seeing her so much. Maria, feel a hug, a virtual hug. I love you, and I just love everything that Maria shows. I love the card. The Catherine Label pop-up card by Karen Burniston, and then also the Get Well Soon charms by Karen Burniston, and then the Just For You sentiment die from It's Cheaper Than Therapy. And I just thought, how awesome are those different elements? Because I know, just to be honest, right now we all know people that are, you know, not feeling well because of allergies, because of colds, because of the C word. I don't even want to say it, COVID. But how amazing would that be to get a card when you don't feel well? So I thought what the card that Maria showed us was just fabulous for this time, because it's perfect for everybody right now. Okay. Another thing that I'm always confused of, I'm always crafting, but I don't know if you're like me. It's really hard for me to make a shaker card. So I loved that Maria kind of showed how to work with the acetate. I love that acetate window. She made it seem really easy. So like I said, in the beginning of the show opener, you could always refer back to the videos once we put them on the YouTube channel. I will definitely refer back to this segment so I can copy how to make an acetate window, because she showed it so amazingly. So thank you. I just loved Maria's tips on just all the things making cards. She's just like the Sizzix queen. And then on her website, there's so much awesomeness with Sizzix. They have like the bigs, the framelets, the thinlets, sequins, beads, different machines. I mean, just the sky's the limit with Sizzix. It's amazing. You could visit. Also, there's Elizabeth Crafts, Karen Burniston, Rania, and then It's Cheaper Than Therapy. So there is just so much greatness. And right now, It's Cheaper Than Therapy is offering, if you buy 2, you get the 3rd free, all Sizzix dies. Wow, that's awesome. And then 22% off Karen Burniston, and that will exclude the new release. and that will expire on February 22nd, 22. So it's 2/22/22. It will expire. That's pretty cool. Okay, and no coupon code needed. That is just that. Okay. So then we went. So thank you once again, Maria. Then we go to Heartfelt Creations and Emma Lou. And as always, the most beautiful cards. I mean, it's just like a beautiful, elegant card there that Emma Lou showed us. And I love how once again, it seems so like when she shows it, it just looks so elegant and beautiful and pretty. And then when she shows the process of how she makes it, it just seems so easy. And that's what I love about cards that are this way. They're not some big like, woo, follow all these instructions. It's just the layering. So I love this beautiful, elegant easel card using Bursting Bloom Mosaics. And it's a new Stampin' Die. And how Emma Lou stamped it in a color, and she just stamped the different layers in the different colors and then die cut them, and it just makes it look so beautiful and like dimensional. I was sitting there because when you first see it, you're like, okay, that's really like a lot of hours of steps, but it really isn't. It's so easy. It's just a stamped color and then die cut it, you know. Perfect. I love it. Let's see. Also, I love that she showed how to add the glitter after, and you just give that glitter, it just gives it such a rich pop. So cool. Let's see. And then also how she used the same stamp set, and you don't have to use it in the form that it is, like how she used that same stamp but then just snipped off little pieces, and then they became beautiful embellishments to add to the corner or inside the card or like underneath the sentiment. So it's really versatile, and like I said, I'm always looking and shopping for things that are versatile so that I could use them over and over again. And how cool, like I was talking about earlier, with, you know, Karen Burniston or even Maria, anything, it's how you stamp which color inks you're using defines what holiday it could be. So even though you're using the same stamp set, if you're stamping it in like pastels, you might think spring. If you're stamping it in red and pink, you're thinking Valentine's. Green and red, it's like Christmas. So that's what I love about these stamps from Heartfelt Creations. So beautiful, so versatile. And then oh my goodness, I just love seeing all of Emma Lou's samples. I could just sit there, I'm just like, they're just gorgeous, and then another gorgeous, another gorgeous. So Emma Lou, oh my goodness. So I think must-haves are the Bursting Bloom Mosaics, but then also that floral mosaics, the Stampin' Die, gorgeous. And then the elegant mosaic Stampin' Die, my goodness, so beautiful. This new release is amazing. And so Heartfelt Creations is offering their show special is a free die with a $50 purchase using the code 021522, and that offer will expire on February 15th. So awesome. Have a few days. Go to your husband or your wife or your children or your neighbor or whoever you might want. They might want to spoil you and say, I know what I want for Valentine's. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna go into our next segment, and then I'll catch you back. And oh my gosh, it just keeps on getting awesome and awesome and awesome and awesome. So I'll see you back in a minute.
Hi everybody, it's Joyce from my craft room. Nice to be back. It's been a while. Really excited to have finally gotten a chance to meet so many of you at the Schaumburg show last year, and we're looking forward to it again this year, as well as the Chantilly, Virginia show. So all kinds of fun stuff coming up. I have in front of me here, sorry, I'm a little out of practice. a basket full of our metallic gilding polishes by Cosmic Shimmer. They are distributed by Creative Expressions out of the UK, and that's what we're gonna play with today. But before we start into all that, thank you for stopping. Thank you to everybody at Expo, as always, for hosting this gathering. And to celebrate it, we will be offering a coupon code for a great discount at my craft room. The coupon code is Expo15, Expo15. You just pop it into the coupon box at checkout while you're on mycraftroom.com, and you'll save 15% off everything in your shopping cart, including sale items, including, we also happen to sell yarn and knitting needles, which are heavily discounted right now. So you'll save another 15% on those too. But as far as paper crafting goes, boy, we've got great stuff. We have Altenew, Pink Fresh Studios, Creative Expressions, obviously, Tootie Designs, Catherine Pooler. We have some Honeybee, Studio Katya embellishments that are just beautiful on your projects. All kinds of different things. And Thermoweb, tons of foiling things, heat foiling, laminator foiling, with toner. So lots of options for you. So I hope you find something. I hope it's the gilding polishes, but if not, whatever. Be sure not to forget about the coupon code. It's good today through the 16th of February. So I hope you get a chance to take advantage of that. So now let's talk about gilding polishes. Aren't they yummy? They actually come in jars and have a very creamy, shimmery consistency. They are a water-based product. They dry very quickly. One tip I will give you is do as I say, not as I do, and wipe off the edges of your jar before you walk away from it for the day, because they like to stick together. There is an applicator right in the lid. Now this is a medium firm sponge on a handle. You don't have to use this one. You can use any of your favorite applicators, stencil brushes, blending tools, paint brushes. I like to use these little small blending tools from Altenew quite often with them. You can use your finger, whatever you like. But the sponge works pretty well. In some cases, you want to have a light hand, but I think you'll find they work great. Lots of colors. There's white, pearl, couple of golds. This is called Blossom. It's a peach color, Indian pink, dark cherry. This is another new one. This is Heather. We'll use today. This one is Purple Paradise, Purple Mist. This is another one we'll use today. This is called Powder Blue. This gorgeous teal color is called Ocean Teal, Mediterranean Blue. This is a new one for us. This is called Bright Sunshine. And another gold called Gold Treasure. Mint, which is actually greener than it looks here. Citrus green, fern. And this one is a little bit different. This one is called Glitzy Green Luster Polish. So we picked this up just because I wanted a darker green. But it actually is a little bit different. It's got a little sparkle in it as opposed to just the shimmer. So, lots to choose from. I'm going to move these out of the way and show you what you can do with them. One of my favorite ways of using these is with embossing folders, especially the 3D embossing folders. And there is no shortage of those around these days. This one is called Rose Bed. It's from Creative Expressions. I like to always give them a little mist before I run them through my Big Shot to emboss them. And if this seems shimmery already, it's because the cardstock is shimmery already. This is Star Dream white cardstock. So I'm going to use the powder blue. Sorry about that. And what you do is, first of all, when you're done, rinse out the sponge, because you don't want that to all, get dry and clumpy. So when you're done, make sure you dry it off. Take your sponge and just kind of create like a ski slope, they say, so you're dragging the sponge across the edge of the jar. So you don't get too much, because you never need a whole lot of this product on your applicator. So you give it a little scrape, and then just with a nice light hand, you're just going to gently rub it across, hopefully, the raised parts of your embossed cardstock. Put a little bit more on there. As I mentioned, this dries really quick. And it comes off your hands real easily. I should have rinsed this off again. And that's all there is to it. Now, I'll show you a card that I made the other day using the same idea. This is really hard to show you. Okay, so this is the background. And then I die cut a piece of cardstock that I had just, inked up with the same color gilding polish. Just did it over a piece of cardstock, scrap cardstock, gave it a blast with my heat gun just to make sure it was good and dry, and then die cut the Best Wishes, which is one of Creative Expressions mini expressions dies. Really cute. And there's a, you know what? I just lied. This is not Creative Expressions. This is Pink Fresh, because it has the shadow behind it. Anyway, keep in mind that you can also use the polishes for that, to color your cardstock so that you can die cut it, or actually even just make a matte. Go. Just spread the polish along the edges of your cardstock, and then you'll have a mat to match. So you don't even have to do the whole thing. Just like that. So there you go. Alrighty, let me wipe up my mess and I'll show you how I use these with stencils. Now, when I use stencils, I use Pixie Spray. If you're not familiar with Pixie Spray, it's a ThermoWeb product. Looks like this. It is a temporary adhesive, and I use it to hold my stencil down onto my cardstock. You can tape them down, but depending on, what color medium you're going to apply, the stencil may or may not lay totally flat. Now, this one's not so bad because the openings are not that detailed. But especially if you've got a stencil with lots of, you know, skinny little bits that extend out and aren't, you know, attached on both sides of the stencil, whatever. It's so much easier to just take a little of the pixie spray and just give it a little shot. Give it a couple seconds to get tacky, and then just lay it on your cardstock. Because I'm telling you, I have ruined stencils because sometimes I have been accused of getting a little heavy-handed, and you know, the parts of the stencil lift up, and then I have a bent stencil, which is pretty worthless. So I can't recommend pixie spray enough. Okay, so now we're going to use the heather polish and the dark cherry. So I've stuck my stencil down on my cardstock, pop the sponge out of the lid, and again, I'm going to just drag it across the edge so that I don't have, you know, tons of product on here. And then again, with a relatively light hand, not quite as important here, I just rub it across my stencil. And I'm going to put some at the bottom. And I will say, when you're stenciling, the sponges work much better when they're damp. You know, you don't want a hard, crispy applicator. Now, if you have a stencil that is very, very, very detailed, you might want to use something like this. This is the 𝐒𝐒𝐁𝐄 small blending tool. You know, you can basically use it the same way. Just kind of scrape it. It's probably a better idea to work the color in. I'm not doing this so you can see. You know, spread some on your craft mat and then work your brush into it. And then you have a nice even application. Because sometimes bristles are better when you've got little crevices to get into. Okay. Move this out of the way, and now we'll go to the dark cherry. I love this color, especially when I can get the jar open. So yeah, so do as I say. Make sure you clean the, not as I do, make sure you clean the edges of the jar when you're done with it, because you could be struggling to get the jar open the next time. All right, so we're just gonna scrape a little out on the edge of the jar. And we're gonna go right in the middle of our stencil. And we're overlapping with the heather color. Now, I like to just kind of work it into, you know, the bottom of the upper section and the top of the lower section so that I get, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my little brush here, kind of even out my blend. Okay. Alrighty, then all you got to do is peel off your stencil. Can you see how shimmery that is? Alrighty. This is the card I made earlier. Same idea. I just added a stamp and die from Honeybee, Heartwords, I think it's called. And the 𝐒𝐒𝐿 is from Catherine Pooler. It's a die we have called Hugs and Kisses. In fact, it's on sale, so have a look. They may both be on sale. Anyway, really fun. Fun, easy, not horribly messy, but you can't believe that from the mess in front of me right now. So just so I don't stick my arm in here, I was going to show you a couple other samples that you may have seen at shows with us, but this is another one using the powder blue. This is a snowflake embossing folder. And this is one of the 𝐒𝐿𝐿 folders. I forget the name of it, but this is using golden olive. That's this one. Yes, golden olive. It's actually a pretty cool color. It's sometimes kind of green, sometimes kind of gold. And then this one was very popular. This was the poinsettia embossing folder from 𝐒𝐿𝐿 using the fern polish. So that was a big hit. So once again, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget about the coupon code at mycraftroom.com. Expo15, Expo15 goes right in the coupon box. When you're checking out, it will apply to everything in your shopping cart, including sale items, including yarn and needles, everything. Yeah, sale items from the paper crafting, of course, as well. So that is good today through Wednesday, February 16th. And thanks for stopping. Hope you have fun the rest of the day with all the videos. And once again, thank you to Dave and Vicki and Sean and everybody at Expo. We really appreciate you guys. So have a lovely day, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Hi everyone, it's Tanya with Riley & Company. Thanks for joining me. I am in a great mood because I have the most fun release to show you ever. We're talking Easter, we're talking St. Patrick's, we're talking 20 new funny bones. We're gonna make a card. We've got some great specials, so hang on just a second and let me get you turned around and we will get started. All right, oh look, you guys can kind of see them now. This is the most fun ever. I told you guys we have a new designer and she is on fire. So I'm going to try to get everything in 20 minutes, including a really fun card, but I've got so much to show you. So with the new release, before I start, remember we are going to give away a prize to one lucky winner who comments during this presentation. So get your fingers ready, start making some comments for us. First up on our new release, okay? We have two brand new dress-up sets, and I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am about these dress-up sets. First off, St. Patrick's. If you know me, you know this is one of my very favorite holidays. Absolutely so much fun. Okay, so here's the set. It comes with all of these little clothes. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I've got a lot of fun samples to show you. But it also has these great little words in it, which I absolutely love. Little coins. And this little saying says, "May you find your pot of gold. Today everyone's Irish. Happy St. Patrick's Day." And are you ready for the next one? It's an Easter dress-up set. We call this Chicks and Bunnies. So here's a chick outfit. Some sayings in the middle, little bunny slippers, a little rabbit outfit. It is hilarious. You want to see? All right. We'll start with the chicks. There's a little Riley in the chick outfit, and I added some extra little feathers off there. Here is our little giraffe in a little egg costume. Is that a scream? Would this be like the funnest thing for a child to do? You know, you get home from wherever you go in the morning on Easter, and then they come home and they make little outfits. Here is our little boy Tucker with his little bunny hat on and a basket of eggs. Here is, this is hilarious. I just love it. It makes you giggle. Riley in the little bunny outfits with his little bunny slippers. And finally, Bert's a little different shape, so he's hard to put the dress-up sets are not made for Bert, but sometimes they work. So he's got his little bird hat on and he's sitting in the bottom of one of the eggs. Is that a riot? All right. On the St. Patrick's, I'm saving the best for last. Look at this. Is that a hoot? Isn't that beautiful? That is the Riley St. Patrick's. Now look at this. I can't even get over this little wig. I want that wig. I really do. I want one for me. And she has her little pleated skirt and her little gold coin pieces. Okay, so let me get to the next thing that's a new release. I could go on about these all day long. So we have a long-awaited, you guys have been asking me forever and ever and ever, the ugly sweater dies are finally here. Yay. And I'll tell you why they weren't out before. This has the sleigh die in it. And this is what it would cut out. What I didn't like about it is this space was open. So if you have something behind it, you still see the whites. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to release it like that. So I had an extra one made. So when you order the ugly sweater dies, you will get the sleigh die and the other sleigh die both together, okay? And look at the difference it makes. You guys see that? If I put it, see, you can see through it that way. So the ugly sweater dies are finally out. And we have these lovely little things called dangles, okay? And I will show you these in action in just a minute. First, let's go to, I've held on to these for so long. We have two new businesses in the Mushroom Lane Urban Business District. One of them, ready for this? It's the Craft and Stamp Shop. I'm going to get this really close so you guys can see. Look at that. It's got glue bottles and scissors and bottles of paint and a glue gun and ribbon and a little banner there. You've got little dangles here and your mushrooms. And look at that. It's 3D, of course, because we have the matching dies. Is that insane? This little table cuts out by itself. Isn't that amazing? I'm just in love with this. So let me show you some other variations on it. Now remember, with these, you want to color them first and take all the time in the world that you want, and then photocopy them on cardstock to cut them out, okay? Sorry, I needed some coffee. So here is some other samples of that. Isn't that fantastic? Procrastinating. Doing craft projects when you should be doing laundry, cleaning, or making dinner. Isn't that beautiful? And then there's another one. This is with one of our new Funny Bone sayings this release. If you're not happy single, you won't be happy married. Happiness comes from craft supplies, not relationships. Yeah. That is the new Craft and Stamp. Absolutely love this. And this has to be one of my very faves. I know I say that about everything, don't I? I love my coffee. I do. Guys, I've got my coffee right here with me in my awesome Rae Dunn coffee cup. This is the coffee shop, Coffee Central. And look at the detail on this. So we have a die with it, the 3D dies, that will cut out this center. And it cuts out the little chairs, so it makes everything all 3D. Look at that. Is that absolutely incredible? I love it. I love Coffee Central. So here are some other variations. Isn't this beautiful? Heidi Erickson does such an amazing job for us. Right? Here it is in green. Get up, get coffee. We have so many coffee stains in the Funny Bones that it just works fantastic with it. Now, this cuts out separate too, as you can see, because it pops up, right? Look what she did. Coffee and donuts. You don't even need to use the mushroom lane. Coffee, you mean starter fluid for the morning impaired? That is so me. And finally, if you hear me order decaf, it's because I've been kidnapped. I'm trying to signal you. So those are our 2 mushroom lanes. Now we do have specials, of course, new release specials. We have a stamp and the matching die special on both of these new Urban Chic Business District stamps for Mushroom Lane, and on both of the dress up sets, there is a stamp and die special too, and they will save you at least 20%. So with that, we are going to head into the Funny Bones, and you know, I hope you guys have your giggles on, because these are fantastic cards. She nailed it. This is our first one, Living La Vida Vodka. A giraffe with a wig. Relax. You're not getting old. That ship sailed a while ago. Congratulations on being born a long ass time ago. And I love how the balloons from the birthday dress up set are wrapped around Bert's little tail. I joined a group for procrastinators. Now, on some of our stamps, you'll notice that there's a little space in between some of the lines. That's so you can cut it apart and put the sayings on the inside. I joined a group for procrastinators. We haven't met yet. And this is Under the Tree, Riley. This is insane. Isn't this beautiful? Her little wig. Happy birthday to someone who remembers what it's like to poop without a cell phone. True? Yes, I know. All right, here is a different take on the leprechaun outfit, right? Old age. It's coming for all of us, but today, mainly you. And she just made him into an older man. Cute. Don't let old age get you down. You might not be able to get back up. And this is our giggling raccoon with the gnome dress up beard on. You the man. It's old man, but you the man. I know you had lots of birthday wishes yesterday, but who is thinking of you today? Me, that's who. Happy belated birthday. I'm moving these around because I'm trying to look at my screen and make sure you guys can see them all. Sorry. I found the key to happiness. One of my all-time favorites, Riley on a bouncy ball. Stay away from idiots. This is the truth. We all know this, don't we? Thanks for being born. It's a great excuse for us to get drunk and eat cake. Happy birthday, you marvelous old farts. Do you know how many guys you could send this to? Yeah. My phone just autocorrected St. Patty's Day to St. Party's Day. I went with it. So there's our dress up fox. The fox raccoon. How cute is that? I'm not messy. I'm simply marking my territory with my craft supplies. And this is from the craft store on the Mushroom Lane that I just showed you. Pubs, the official sunblock of Ireland. Our dress up raccoon. I started my day off with 2 eggs for breakfast. They were Cadbury eggs, but let's not get picky. You're so hard to buy for. So I didn't. This has to be one of the funniest. Look who's all grown up and ready for a colonoscopy. Just so you know, this is Dr. Riley and Sick Riley. And because of St. Patrick's Day and the celebration, may the light always find you on a dreary day. When you need to be home, may you find your way. May you always have courage to take a chance and never find frogs in your underpants. A giraffe in a little leprechaun outfit. Who would have thought? At our age, we can hide our own Easter eggs, wait half an hour, and have no clue where we left them. There you go. And finally, not everyone can be Irish. Someone has to drive. Is this the greatest card ever? It's amazing. This is from our Love Bus, I believe. This is the Love Bus. That little guy's driving. So those are your Funny Bones. Now, of course, we do have the entire Funny Bones bundle, 20% off. You get all of them individually packaged. Okay, so that is a special as well. You guys still commenting? Yes? All right. So now we will move on to our February craft along kit. This was our most successful craft along kits in the history of the company. I don't know whether it's the papers, whether it's the cards, whether it's both, don't know, but these, we had to make another extra batch. So this is what you get in your kit this month. Okay. The papers I found are phenomenal. They are from Photoplay. You get your little package of papers. Okay, this is Tula and Norbert's Sweetest Honey. All right, of course you get the cover in it that also has all the cards. Just want to let everybody know, when you buy a craft kit from us, go out on our fan page, our Facebook fan page, make a post of the finished, what you finished it to look like, and we'll put $5 in your account for your next kit. There you go. Our kits always come with their instructions and a little card so you know how to get to our fan group page, okay? And then every one of the cards have their own individual kits with their own individual photographs. Everything is pre-cut, pre-stamped. All you have to do is color and put it together. So these are the cards that were in there. I'm going to save this for last because that's the one we're going to do. The first card in the kit is Felix. I'm getting all choked up about your birthday. Wait, no, hairball. Never mind. Okay. These, I have found these overlays, this card base and the overlays are from the paper cuts. Absolutely fantastic. You don't have to die cut anything. You literally just put it on there and go. Here's to another year of complete disregard for age-appropriate development milestones. And that is our dress-up giraffe, of course, in the little honeybee outfits. Flowers are from the gnome set. And if you notice, you can add a little extra something to your cards just by drawing little lines and dots. You don't have to be fancy because I'm not, and you know I'm not. And finally, the card we're going to make today. Hey there. Oh, look at that. Can you guys see that? All right, I'm going to show you how to make this today. These are all pre-cut for you. This little guy is a new product that we have called dangles. Okay, little dangles. And what they are, they come like this. Okay, little bitty packages. I believe there are 5 to 10 in each one. And you know what? I thought I had a sample of one that was unopened, but I don't. So let's just open one and see how many are in here. I think there's 10. Not for sure. But in your card kit, you guys each got a package of the dangles. Yep, there are 10 in each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one had 11 in it. So let's get started. I have 5 minutes to get this card. We might only have to do the assembly on this and not the coloring. So you get this in your kits, okay? I just really want to show you how to do the centerpiece. All right, so we're gonna move all my stuff off. In your kit, of course, you got your jump rings, okay, and you got your dangles. So we're going to find this piece, and we've already die cut it for you. The only thing we're going to do is just fold it in half, okay? And then we're going to take a little bit on each side, 1/2 inch, and we're going to fold it forward, okay? And then we're going to do the same to the other side, and we're going to fold it forward. All right? And that's how we're going to do our card. Now, we're going to fold our base in half. All right? And we're going to line up. All right? I'm going to fold this the other way too to just kind of get it trained to go back and forth. All right? Are you guys still commenting while I'm doing this? Because you know we're giving away a little prezzy. All right, so I'm going to line this up just like this. All right? I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to get out my handy dandy zip dry. All right, so I'm going to lay that there. And I'm going to do just the same for the other side. So very simple, okay? Lay it down. We're going to let that dry for just a second. And then we're just going to take this and we're going to fold it over again. Okay? So when it dries, zip dry lets you move it around, right? And we're going to fold it this way. And you guys do this a lot. Take a little more time to do this than I'm doing, okay? And your folds will be absolutely perfect. And there you have it. And mine aren't because I didn't fold it perfectly. But you will get the idea now to hang your dangle. All you're going to do, you're going to have your perfect little thing. We're just going to punch a little bitty hole right, probably about 1/4 of an inch up. Can you see that? At the top, okay? And then you can just go ahead and put your sides on. Yours will fit, mine do not, because I'm in a hurry. But see how those fit on just like that? Okay, there you go. I might be able to fix it in a second, but I wanted to show you the main parts. Now the dangles come in gold and silver, just so you know. In your kit, you also get jump rings because that's how we're going to attach the bottom. Whatever we're going to hang in the center, and of course I can't get them open, so we'll just cut them open. Okay, so in your kit you have a front and a back of the little beehive. Okay, you're simply just going to glue, you're going to color it, glue it together. All right, and then we're just going to punch a hole in it as well. Okay, down far enough to where it hangs on, but not really, really deep. Okay, try to get it centered. And then the next thing we're going to do is just open a little jump ring, and you can open them with your hands. Yeah, I am not good at the little tiny teeny piecey thing. Okay, so see, now I have my jump ring on there, and I am just going to take the end of the dangle that is not a T and slide it right over that jump ring. If I can do it. I'm in a hurry because I only have 20 minutes. Who can get all this done in 20 minutes, right? Okay, I got it in. Just going to use my fingers, close up my jump ring, and hope that I've got it closed enough that where it doesn't fall out. Okay, and then you have this little piece to hang. So what we're going to do is take the little T piece, okay, and we're going to put it in this little hole through the fronts. So when you finally get it through there, and again, this is a little tedious thing that I don't do well, but the little T piece goes through the fronts. It will open on the back. Yeah, I'm not good at this. It'll open on the back. You guys get the gist, right? You really do. So you can see it coming through the back. And I really need a pair of tweezers to pull it through. And once you pull it through the back, the T spreads out. It reminds me of one of those hangers, you know, that you hang plants with through the ceiling. And this is just, there we go. Once you get it pulled through the back, you have your hanging. Right? Isn't that fun? You can literally hang anything from it. Fronts of cards, backs of cards. Now on the fronts, I have a couple minutes. No, I really don't. It just goes together very simply, just like this. Oops. You're just going to lay your circles down like that, and your second circle, lay it down, lay this down, lay this down, and put your Riley on top after you've colored him. And that's all there is to it. Super simple. So I hope everyone has a marvelous, marvelous Valentine's Day. Remember, RileyandCompanyOnline.com. We have lots and lots of specials for you, and we also have free shipping with any order over $50. But it only lasts, the show special, or the new release specials only last till the end of the month. So make sure you get them, okay? 20% off the new stuff in bundles. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. And thanks so much. You got 2 seconds left to comment. Go! Have a great day.
Hi there, this is Nicole from Right at Home, and I'm so excited to be joining Stamp and Scrapbook Expo for one of their at-home events. Today I'm going to be sharing a few techniques for using stencils while showcasing Right at Home's newest stencil designs. If you're interested in these stencils or any other products in the Right at Home shop, you can take 25% off with the code SSE25, which I will make sure to put in the description box below. Let's get started. So the first stenciling technique I'll be showing you is how to incorporate foiling. To start though, we'll need to ink our background with color, and we'll be doing so using the Kaleidoscope stencil set. This stencil set is 6 by 6 inches and has 5 pieces that layer together to create a mesmerizing colorful background. I'll start by temporarily adhering a piece of 6 by 6 white cardstock to a scrap piece of paper. Then I'll place the first layer of the set on top and hold it in place with a piece of our ink blending washi tape. Each of our stencils has an etching with a number in the bottom corner so you know which layer it is, as well as an etching of the word top on the top of the stencil so you know which way is up. For my first color here, I'm going in with Hero Art's Mint Julep. I'm going for a wintry snowflake color scheme here, so I'll be using various shades of blue, which will pair well with the silver foil I'll be using later. So you'll just ink on that color with a blending brush or a foam tool, and once you're done, you can lift off the stencil and see that first layer of color. On the second layer of the stencil, you'll notice that there are additional etchings that you'll want to use to help you line up the stencil perfectly. These pieces, like the little star shape in the center there, line up with what you have already inked on your paper with the first stencil layer. So you'll just line that up and look around the stencil at the other etchings to make sure those match up as well, and then you can washi tape the stencil down and go in with your second color. Here I'm using Tide Pool by Hero Arts. For the third layer, I'm using Peacock Feathers by Ranger. So basically I'm going from the lightest color with the first layer, and then now that I'm on the third layer, I'm using my darkest color. For the fourth layer, I went back to Tide Pool, which is my medium shade, and for the final layer here, I'm using my lightest color, Mint Julep. And here you can see what the final background looks like and how all those pieces fit together to create such a beautiful, intricate background. Okay, so now we can move on to the foiling. So I'm going to place my background back down onto my scrap paper and tape the first stencil in the set on top. Then I'm going in with just some gloss gel medium that's used in mixed media projects and stenciling that over the top of those openings. This is what will allow us to foil this layer because the foil will stick to this gel once it's completely dry. If you have a gel that is made specifically for foiling, you can use that as well, but I only had the gel medium on hand, so I just decided to use that instead. So you'll just add a thin coat over top and set that aside for about an hour to dry. Once that's dry, I'm placing a piece of silver foil on top. This one has a bit of a pattern to it, which is fun, and I'll just sandwich that between 2 sheets of printer paper and run it through my laminator on the highest setting. Then you can peel off that foil and you'll see the awesome results. I was so excited when peeling this off, and just look at all that shine. So to put this background to use, I thought I'd create a birthday card that could be sent to someone with a winter birthday. I'm going to use our script greetings stamp and die set to create my sentiment. The die set has this outer shadow piece that coordinates with both the stamp in the set and also the inner word die. I decided to stamp the word celebrate today, but I'll be showing you how to use the inner die pieces later in the video. So I just stamped that onto the shadow piece, and I'll be popping that up in the center of the card using some foam tape. To add even more shine, I'm using some sequins here to scatter around the sentiment, and the card is finished. I love this foiling technique because it just gives you another way to use your stencils, and this design also works really well for masculine cards. I wanted to show you another panel that I inked up using the same stencil set, but for this one I used a different ink color for each layer, so 5 colors total. I used Hero Arts Bubblegum, Pale Tomato, Butter Bar, and Mint Julep and Tide Pool again to create this bright and colorful background. When you use a different color for each layer, it really brings the kaleidoscope effect to life. For my second stenciling technique, I'm going to use this panel and some glitter paste to show how you can add texture to your stenciled backgrounds. Here I'm using some glitter glitz paste and just applying a layer over the top. And when you peel off that stencil, you can see how just that simple touch really elevates the background. So I wanted to show you some other card samples made using this stencil set. This one actually uses the same color palette as our first example, but I added the glitter glitz paste instead of foil. I finished off the card with a scalloped circle in the center with a sentiment and some florals and a butterfly from one of the stamps in our collection. On this card I also was going for a wintry feel, but this time I went back over each layer of color with a layer of Versamark ink and then added glitter embossing powder over top and heated it until it melted. This last background is one of my favorites that I created with the stencil, and you'll notice it has color that radiates around the panel in a circular fashion as opposed to each layer being one color. I'll put a link in the description for the video on our YouTube channel showing you how to achieve this look. You'll notice on this panel I also used the gloss gel as well as a iridescent medium on some of the layers. I decided that I loved this panel so much that I was going to hang it up instead of using it on a card. For the next technique, I'll be showing you how to achieve a watercolored look with ink blending, and I'll be using our watercolor swatches stencil set to do so. This stencil is 6 by 9 inches and includes 2 sheets, one with long swatches and one with more blob-like abstract shapes. When inked onto your paper, they give a watercolor and abstract feel. I have a piece of white cardstock here, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways I like to add ink to these swatches to achieve that watercolored look. For the first one, I'm going to be using this long swatch, and I'll be using Picked Raspberry Distress ink. I'm starting by inking up my blending brush here, and when I'm adding the color, I'm concentrating it on one side of the swatch, and once most of that color is deposited there, I'll lightly blend out whatever is left over to the other side of the swatch. And I'll just keep doing this until I achieve that level of color that I want. And when you peel off the stencil, you can see just how cool this looks and how it mimics the look of real watercolors, where the color slowly fades out into clear water. For the second inking technique, I'll be using the other stencil of swatches, and I'll be mixing 2 colors in one swatch. So on the right side, I'll be inking with Mustard Seed Distress ink, and from the left, I will bring in Spun Sugar Distress ink. I'll just bring those colors halfway until they meet in the middle, and then blend them where they overlap. What you get in the end is a swatch that looks like almost there was a little pink left over on your watercolor brush, or like you were trying to create an ombre between 2 colors. For the final inking technique, I'm using this zigzag swatch and placing it on my paper so that it overlaps both of the swatches that I've already inked. Then I'm going to ink up each end of the zigzag in the opposite color from what is already inked underneath. So at the top is the pink swatch, so I'll go in with yellow, and at the bottom is the yellow, so I'll go in with the pink. Overlapping the swatches helps you further create that watercolored look because of the just properties of dye inks, which are transparent, so you can see the layers of ink as they build on top of each other. So right at the bottom of the zigzag here, you can see that because of the dye inks being transparent, you're still able to see that other swatch right underneath. And because the inks are transparent, you'll also see that the colors overlap and create new colors by layering on top of each other. And this just adds more dimension to the background. So I'm going to cover a whole panel utilizing these 3 inking techniques, and I'm starting with yellow here in the top corner in this blob-like swatch. Another way to achieve the ombre look is by starting with a lighter color of ink, like I did with the yellow, and instead of blending that same color out to a lighter color, you can just add a darker shade on one side. So here I used mustard seed over the whole swatch, and then added some fossilized amber for more depth. Here I'm using the 2 shades of pink in one swatch, and then for this next one I'll be blending the 2 different colors in one swatch to create a blended look. I'll show you one more swatch here where I used the dark pink and blended it out to a lighter shade just by changing the pressure of my blending. Also, I've been sure to overlap the swatches as much as possible to create more shades and also to cover as much of the white background as possible. So I'm going to skip to the finished panel here so you can see how fun the finished product ends up looking. In this case, I covered the entire panel with swatches, but you can also just use 1 or 2 swatches to create a focal point on a card for a sentiment or a stamped image, or just to create a fun accent on your card front. This stencil really does have so many possibilities, and I hope that these 3 different inking techniques just help inspire you for how to use it. Here's a card I made using this same color palette. I just added a scallop circle in the center with a sentiment, and for the flowers at the bottom, I just die cut the shadow pieces directly from the background, stamped the flowers on top, and added them back in place using foam tape. I stamped the leaves on another piece of cardstock and added those underneath. Here's a simpler take on this stencil. I just used the stencil that has the long swatches, and I inked them in rainbow order onto a piece of watercolor paper. I used watercolor paper because I was using distress inks, and I knew I wanted to splatter water over top. Plus, the texture of the watercolor paper just adds to the look. I die cut a circle directly from the center of the panel and popped it up with a piece of vellum on top. The sentiment reads, "Be a pop of color in a black and white world," which I thought fit this background perfectly. And again, you can see the green, blue, and purple swatches at the bottom and how they overlap to create just more colors. For my last stenciling technique, I'll be showing you how you can create die cuts from certain stencil designs to use on cards in alternative ways. Here I'm using our layered rainbow stencil set, which is another 6 by 9 inch set with 5 pieces. this stencil layers together to create a radiant rainbow. Again, this stencil features the etchings with numbers corresponding to each layer and etchings for helping with aligning each layer. I'll be starting off with bubblegum here from Hero Arts and adding that color into all of the rays. Then I'll move on to my second layer, which I was able to easily align using those etchings. And for this layer, I'll be using pale tomato ink. Then I'm going in with Butter Bar. And then Mint Julep. And finally Tide Pool. And when you peel off that final stencil, you can see just how fun and colorful this background is, and also how big it ends up being. It will cover a slimline card size, but can also be used for A2 cards as well. So I went ahead and inked another one of these panels, and now I'll be cutting them apart with some scissors. I know it's hard to cut into them, but I think you'll end up liking the finished results, and you don't need to throw away the leftover pieces. You can definitely save those for other cards. So I'm going to be cutting 6 of the rays out and just following the curve with my scissors, and then I'm left with a smaller rainbow die cut piece, and I'll do that for both backgrounds. My idea is to have one of the rainbows coming up from the top and one coming down from the bottom, so I marked the center of my panel with a pencil here so that I knew how far down to glue each one. Then I can lightly adhere the rainbows with some tape runner adhesive and trim off anything that overhangs the panel. I peeled off the rainbows and added them back in place with some foam tape so that I had some dimension on the card. And you can see that here. For an accent, I'm going to be stamping one of the butterflies from our Fluttering By stamp set. I have one of the die cuts here, and I'll use some of the ink colors from the background to stamp all the pieces so that it coordinates perfectly. Then I'm going in with our Script Greetings stamp and die set again, but this time I'm going to use just the die set from my main word, Blessed, and then the To Know You from the stamp set. I cut the shadow layer from vellum so I don't cover up too much of the rainbow, and the Blessed from black cardstock so that there's some contrast. Then I just glued those two together with some liquid glue. I popped my butterfly on top with some more foam tape, and I also popped up the sentiment strip with some foam tape as well. I added a few sequins around the sentiment, and this card was finished. I absolutely love the way that this card turned out, and I hope you like it too, and that you think that cutting the background apart was worth it. This technique would also be super fun to do with the watercolor swatches stencil as well. Here's a few more cards using the layered rainbow stencil set. Here I inked up the rainbow in traditional colors, and I used Fluttering By again, as well as the Script Greetings die set. For this card, I actually utilized the ombre inking technique that I showed you with the watercolor swatches stencil, where I concentrated the ink at the bottom of the rays and lightly blended the color up to the top of the rays. I used some floral images from one of our sets and splattered the background with some gold ink as well. Lastly, here is a scene card I made using an adorable critter image from our line. I inked this one in a fall color palette and added a sentiment, branch, and some leaves for the cute bird to sit on. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed all of the techniques that I shared using our 3 new stencil designs, kaleidoscope, watercolor swatches, and layered rainbow. If you'd like to purchase these stencils or any of the other items shown in today's video, please head over to www.rightathomeshop.com and use code SSE25 at checkout for 25% off. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Okay, welcome back. How fun was that? Wasn't it so amazing? Oh my goodness, my craft room with Joyce. How cool that you get to see her in Schaumburg and Chantilly in person. So you can go up to her and say, Joyce, I've been watching you all through this time at home, these shop at homes. It's so cool to see you in person, and that's so awesome. And I loved the cosmic shimmer that Joyce was showing us and all of those beautiful colors. Oh my goodness. I could watch that all day. They're so beautiful. Just think of the possibilities. And I love that they have the brushes, you know, just so beautiful. And then all of the embossing folders that Joyce was using, and how she says to add a spritz of water to the paper that kind of makes it movable and just adds that, you know, pretty on the paper. And then I loved her tip about adding it in like a little ski slope in your shimmer, and then gently rub it across and making that little ski slope so it's easy and you don't use too much product, and so that you can really savor it for a while. So I thought that was really awesome. Great tip, so pretty, all the different beautiful colors. My goodness, these cosmic shimmers, can you imagine just having them on your craft shelf behind you and then just pulling from them and getting that gorgeous stencil from my craft room or that embossing folder and then just adding, oh, so perfect. And that, I think it was like a slimline heart stencil. I thought that was beautiful. I want that in my life. And then that 𝐒𝐒𝐁𝐄 small blending tool, that was another must-have. So fun. I love the idea of these cards and using these cosmic shimmers because they lay flat and they're so beautiful. You get that beautiful punch of like, it just looks like a dimension because of all the beautiful colors and the glittery looks and the spritzing and all that, right? The fabulosity, but yet it's easy to ship. Because sometimes I'll make a card for a friend and then I'll take it to the post office and it's like, I'm like, oh my goodness, one card costs, you know, $15 to ship, you know, like, no. So when you're using these products that are just so beautiful, and then they still lay flat, so I think that's like a really good thing, especially if you have a lot of people that you want to ship things to. So that's awesome. The embossing folders, I love that color. I think she said it was called Golden Olive, using that 𝐒𝐿𝐻 embossing folder. Gorgeous, gorgeous. If you go to the website in my craft room, there's so much. She has so much there. She has 𝐿𝐻, Spellbinders, Catherine Pooler, Creative Expressions, Frantic Stamper, Gina K, Hero Arts, Honey Bee, Pink Fresh, Tutu Designs. I mean, there's just everything. So thank you, Joyce. And right now my craft room is offering 15% off site-wide using the code EXPO15 and that will be valid through February 16th. So awesome. All right, then we go to Riley and Company and Tanya. Oh my gosh, I am so, oh my Lord, so obsessed with all of the dress up Rileys. I need all of them. I have finally decided in my heart that I am obsessed and I need all of the dress up sets. Especially, you know, my husband is Irish, so we definitely celebrate St. Patrick's here in my house. And the next setup is going to be all St. Patrick's, so it's just going to be so much fun. So that Riley dress up, I need that. And then also the Easter dress up, so cute. Think of all of the fun and amazing cards and little projects you can make using that. Oh my goodness. And then also I love the Mushroom Lane. And then, oh my gosh, the two new businesses, the Craft and Stamp Shop. What? Tanya, why are you doing this to me? I need like 40 jobs because I want it all. And then the Coffee Central. I know, Tanya, I am obsessed with coffee as well. So yes, I love all of the Funny Bone stamps. Oh my goodness. While I was watching, I was reading some of the stamps as I was on the website too. And I was reading them to my husband and we were just cracking up. So if you want to get a fun laugh and you're just having kind of a funky day sometimes, you know, go to Riley and Company's website and just read the different Funny Bone stamps. They are hilarious. And then get your favorites, order them up, and then send them to your besties because that will just make their day. It's so funny. Yeah, I could just read them all day long. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. My favorite, I found one because like I told you, my husband is Irish and I love this one. I actually think I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need the dress up Riley, and then I'm gonna need this Funny Bone. Pubs, the official sunblock of Ireland. I can't. That is hilarious. Okay, but also I love the February craft along kit, like she was talking about, that it was like one of the best sellers or the best seller. And I have ordered the kits before, and everybody, it is such a bang for your buck. It is so much fun to do. It's one of those things that you can get with a friend that's maybe not even that crafty or hasn't, you know, because I've done it with my best friend before, and we just followed along and we had the best time, you know. Get a glass of wine, a margarita, that's what we did. An amazing charcuterie tray, and just have at it, have a fun time, and then you have cards ready to go. So I think this is amazing. Look on the website, there's just so much awesomeness. So Riley & Company is offering Funny Bones new release 20% off. Wow. Mushroom Lane 3D Stamp and Die bundle at 20% off. Wow. When you buy both. Dress up bundle set, Stamp and Die 20% off, and then free domestic shipping on any order over $50. And that is valid from February 12th through February 18th. So that's awesome. I'm gonna be going there. Okay, then we go to Nicole at Right at Home Shop, and oh my goodness, how beautiful were the different layered stencil sets. I literally, like, her voice, everything was so beautiful and soothing, and I loved the techniques that she showed. I love learning. That's what I love about these shop at homes. You learn so much, and I loved how she showed the different techniques of the layering, and that the stencils are numbered, and then they also like say, and they're etched in there, and they'll say like top or however, and you just line it up, and then it gives it that dimension. Once again, these cards that lie flat, but then just have that punch of the different dimensions. I love how she showed using that gloss gel medium and then adding that silver foiling, and that card just becomes amazing. And then also that glitter glitz paste gives that a different added dimension. So I'm thinking these stencils are amazing. We need them all in our life. I love the kaleidoscope stencil, the watercolor swatches stencil set, and that layered rainbow set. Oh my goodness. The demos that she showed, or the examples, Oh my goodness, Nicole. Amazing, amazing, amazing is all I can say. I also went on the website and I love that ink blending washi tape that she was showing. Because if you are a YouTuber or you love to share your projects or you go live or you're filming a reel or even a TikTok, I think that washi tape is so cute to have while you're, you're working on your project. It's so fun and so pretty. So that's a must have. I love that butterfly stamp that she used on the rainbow stencil. Just so amazing. So everybody, how awesome was this show today? Right at Home is offering 25% off the website with the code SSE25, and that will end on February 19th. So, oh my goodness, love everybody. Thank you to everybody that was with us today. Thank you to all of our vendors. Do some shopping. Thank you to all of the show specials. Oh my goodness, this is one of my very favorite. I always have this in my backdrop right here because it is my favorite. I love it. This was a make and take that somebody had. I can't remember. It's escaping my brain right now, but it's the diamond dots. I think it's Creative Creations. This was a make and take many years ago. But I wanted to say and end our show today with save the date. We're coming to you. Get ready for a new year. We're gonna be there in person. So we're gonna be in Pleasanton on March 4th and 5th, Chantilly, Virginia on April 29th and the 30th, Puyallup, Washington, May 13th and 14th, Duluth, Georgia, on July 15th and 16th. I'm sure that we could probably add but I'll just go ahead. Schaumburg, Illinois on August 19th and the 20th. Edison, New Jersey in August 26th and the 27th. Mesa, Arizona, September 16th and the 17th. Irving, Texas, October 7th and 8th. Sacramento, California, October 21st and 22nd. And Ontario, California, November 4th and the 5th. We hope to see you at any of our in-person shows, but we love having you here at our Shop at Homes with me, Vickyville. I love you. Thank you for being here today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Craft, do a lot of shopping, and just have a fabulous Valentine's. I hope you're spoiled with so much love. Because remember, Vickyville, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Keep it crafty. Bye.